and it goes for a while, and meet somebody else, and they learn and mature, and they grow through all of that, and they have fun, and they have these experiences of being free for the first time, and being out and finding their legs under them and all. Instead, she's living with a 23-year senior teacher.
So according to Dr. Phil, when a woman turns 18, she gets to go and get a job, pay for her own place, and experience living on her own, and, you know, basically suffering, you know, consequences and all that. Whatever. Well, she shouldn't be with you living in your apartment. She should be out and experiencing life to the fullest and realizing that she's an adult. Like, she wouldn't be doing that in the fucking first place. She's not with him, she'd be with someone else.
Living off of some other guy.
Or she'd be in college. That's pretty much it.
Do you feel like you're cheating her out of something because it's what you want to do?
She'd be in college getting raped all the time, right? Because, like, all college women, you know, I mean, that's where...
That's one of the big things you got to worry about.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's wrong.
Even though they got campus police.
At least that really nice lady went to Barbarossa's school and talked about, you know, rape and all that.
And how men aren't capable of being raped. Yeah. Only a woman is special enough to be raped.
I mean, you can be sodomized if you're a guy, but you can't be raped. You have to have a vagina for that.
Mare.
Former teacher, first of all.
If I was Barbarossa, I would have recorded it just like you would have, but I probably would have been like I would have been just so...
Pissed?
God damn, yeah. And like, I wouldn't have been able to say anything, because you gotta get it on tape, you know, you can't interrupt and like cause, you know, or he would have probably ended up in trouble if he would have said anything. God damn.
We've talked about that. You know, she has had relationships that have been serious. She can talk to you about those or not. Do I feel like I'm robbing her? I think we're just pursuing what love is to us. I don't feel like I'm robbing her, no.
Here's my problem. I think when you're put in a position as a teacher, that's a position of authority, right? And
oh, so he told her, I'm just guessing this.
He gave her orders.
He gave her orders that she was gonna, you know, well, if you don't fuck me, you're not gonna get good grades, I'm gonna fail you. Like,
yeah, let's talk about that, because that's a stereotypical shit that women invent. You know, like, they always beat the same dead horse of, he threatened, you know, my boss was male, and he threatened to fire me from my job.
Yeah, he wouldn't give me a raise, and he wouldn't let me further my career unless I fucked him.
I was at a disadvantage, I'm a victim.
It's like, God.
And, you know, I watched this video on YouTube a while back, and it was basically a computer speech synthesis program talking and using computer-generated imagery. So it's entirely computer-generated, and it says it's based on a true story that happened to the person who was making it. And, you know, it was, you can find it on YouTube right now.
Is that man versus woman one, or is it another one?
It was kind of like that, but, you know, it's a stereotypical, oh, my boss threatened to fire me from my job unless I performed sexual favors for him. And this, I mean, that's like, I mean, it's so stereotypically. It's sexual harassment. It's in the sexual harassment category. True story or something like that. No. Look for one that's computer generated. You might have to just look for sexual harassment. You'll know it because it's computer generated. And keep going down.
That one?
No, it was like black and white and like computer generated. And you know what? You might yeah, go to next. Go to yeah, or that one. You'll eventually find it. It just popped up in, like, you know, the side channel and all that. And the sidebar. None of those are it. Maybe go to about number 4 or 5, and then if that don't show up, then I know something that will get it up.
Why don't you just tell me now?
Well, like, Remember that one where it's like computer dialogue going back between them? Search for that one. And
What's that one called?
Just like sexual harassment, comma feminism, or something like that. Homeland Security Secretary Janet Napolitano sued for sexual harassment against male staffers. Just look for like feminist or like sexual harassment, comma feminism. And that one used to show up, that computer generated one that you and I have seen where it's computer scripted. It used to come up a lot. Or look for something like, look at Ignored Gender's channel and like Ignored Gender sexual harassment, because
This channel?
yeah, or well, the video or just whatever, and then well, it was already up, just go back. There it is right there. Click on the video name. It'll show up in the side at some point. Scroll, look to the side videos.
Yeah, that's good, that's good.
Yeah.
It's a good video. You seen it?
Yeah, I believe so. I'll load more results.
That's one. It's Harry.
Yeah. It's not showing up, and I don't got it on the computer.
In the headlines today, Janet Napolitano run Homeland Security treated male staffers like lapdogs. Federal discrimination lawsuit charges. So a man is suing the Secretary of Homeland Security because he says male staffers who were working under her were routinely humiliated, banished to the bathroom, that one of her ladies screamed sexual language at him in a hotel room, and that it was humiliating. It's really heartbreaking. When the topic of sexual
Oh, you fucking bitch.
Yeah, I want this video.
Oh, you fucking bitch.
Save it.
Like, if that was... Oh my god. 1080?
Yeah, 1080. Mark it as 1080. Put it up there, like in parentheses. 1080 and then capital HD. Yeah. That way we'll, and then save.
Oh, fucking bitch.
Oh, yeah. And then we'll copy it to your flash drive.
Subject conversation. Pretty much every woman has a story about how they've been irate by some man they work with, or
fucking irate? Are you fucking serious?
Oh,
are you fucking serious?
That woman used the term eye-rape. We ought to use that.
Oh my god. What a fucking bitch. Like, well, women, they've all got a story to tell where they've been irate. Oh my god. So, okay, what she's saying is you should listen to our story, but if a man tries to tell you that he's been mistreated, well he hasn't, because he's a man. Like, what the fuck? Are you fucking serious?
disrespected in some unforgivable way. There's a lot of animated storytelling. We walk away feeling empowered.
What is
inspired. It's a bonding experience for women. And I just can't help but feel sorry for this man. I mean, what kind of support is he going to get after admitting that he, a man, has been sexually harassed by a woman? And he's a cop. He can't go to the guys with that. Who will take him in?
Are you fucking serious? Like, oh my god.
I raped.
What? The fuck is this shit? Oh my god.
A new I rape report.
This isn't exactly correct grammar, but this comment's kind of funny. Hey, cunt, I wouldn't fuck you for spite. Now go take that huge mouth of pussy and go make $1 million with them. No one cares about you.
Oh my god.
It'd be better if there was actually like a legit comment, but there's not gonna be one. Oh wait, let's see.
Oh, look up sexual.
Looks like we have a man giant here. You're wrong. We men do acknowledge his pain. Contrary to feminist belief, we men possess. Okay, never mind. When I first read it, I thought he was apologizing and saying that he respected feminists or something like that.
Look up sexual harassment PSA. That might be what brought the video up.
Feminist belief, we men possess respectful qualities like honor, justice, and fair-mindedness. Yeah, actually, men do have those qualities. This poop mouth obviously doesn't.
Well, she says she feels sorry for that dude, sympathy.
No, she fucking doesn't. You didn't see her goddamn face. It's
Okay.
called sarcasm.
Alright, pet beaks. Alright. So anyway, look for sexual harassment PSA. That might bring it up because I think that's what I usually search for. Keep going. Yeah, check out the next stuff because that's what I started searching for originally. That's weird. It's not on there. I'll have to look it up later.
Maybe all that testosterone went to your head and you just imagined it.
Oh yeah, was it beakish?
You should pet some bees. We won't do it. You hate them.
You did.
Pet some brack, pet some brackian child.
The reason that it's not good public policy for students to date their teachers is because it opens the relationship up to potentials of abuse. Because you have leverage, you're in a position of authority. And I think there's a moral obligation that most people would ascribe to a teacher to keep an arm's length and appropriate relationship with their students, to not get personally involved with them.
No, sir.
This is not an abuse of authority. It is a 50-50 relationship. It was founded on friendship, getting to know each other, and we're just pursuing that. We're just looking to see where that takes us.
Do you understand that the spirit of the law that governs statutory rape? The reason they say that if an adult has sex with a minor, that it's statutory rape even if they both consented. And the reason they say that is because the child can't give consent. They're not mature enough.
Well, she's 18.
They don't understand the consequences. They cannot give consent. So therefore it cannot be a consensual act. And there are some states that have laws against an educator.
Oh, well, what about, hey, remember that article I showed you that I pulled off of Yahoo News last month or whatever? About a, what was it, 30 or was it a 32-year-old woman? Was it? I think she's 32-year-old woman had sex with her 16-year-old friend's son. And, you know, they didn't call it statutory rape. They didn't call it rape or anything like that. Just had sex. No, they just called it sex.
Oh, that's funny. It's really weird.
Yeah, and,
so, what's the fucking difference there? Because, he you know, is implied that he's a pedophile and a child molester or a rapist and all that shit. But women can just have sex. It's okay.
Well, and then, let's see what else happened. Then, there was the woman who, what's this blinking light in here for? Oh, it's this pen.
Some bees.
So anyway, and then there was the woman that, like, solicited sex to, what was it, her 14 or 16-year-old son. And after the father got a restraining order against the mother, and just whatever else, and all this other crap happens, and we'll see. And these women, they had gotten some trouble because they were in police custody, and that's how you find out about it. You know, and they had mugshots. But yeah, the law was there to do something after it happened, but the problem is there was no culture there to impose a inhibition upon these women's actions. Women didn't think, well, I really shouldn't be, you know, the women don't think, well, I'm in my 30s and this kid's just like 15. I really shouldn't have sex with him. You know, because I wouldn't like it if a 30-year-old guy had sex with a 15-year-old girl. I think there's something wrong with that. You know, I shouldn't do this. I mean, yeah, I'm attracted. You know, I'm a 30-year-old woman, and I do find this 15-year-old boy to be attractive, but I need to be the adult here and have a conscience and not solicit sex to him and all that. No, they don't think that. No, they just fucking have sex with them and all, and they think they're entitled to it. And then, matter of fact, because they're the whole motherly part, and then the child is still somewhat mentally dependent on them, they are abusing. They are using their motherly authority over the boy. And, like, sometimes the law does something about this, and that's
Very
good.
rarely.
Well, yeah, it rarely happens, but when it does happen, it is good. However, like, where's all the shaming when women do it to boys? Exactly, and that's why so many women do this. And matter of fact, there are a lot of women that do this and it just doesn't go reported. And of course, why would the boy report it? He thinks he's been doing a favor.
Exactly.
And then you know,
conditioned to think that way.
and then all the public scrutiny is upon the male gender. If a 30 or 40-year-old man was to do that, or even a 20-year-old man were to do that.
Basically, if he's a man in general.
Yeah, and
even if it was like a 21-year-old teacher, and the student was like, you know, it'd still be a huge fucking deal. Except in that situation, it wouldn't be an age thing. That would come into play, but it would mainly be, well, they would do what he's doing now, which is, well, we need to have a special relationship.
And you know, like, I'm just tired of this stuff where, like, all the public scrutiny and the public's hatred and fear and watchfulness is all, you know, like, men, the male gender is under the microscope of public scrutiny and has been during most of my lifetime. And, you know, like I said in another video, I'm 32 years old. At least since the early 1990s, and basically for the entire lifetime of you, Dylan, which you're, what, almost 20?
Yeah.
And, so anyway, men are under the microscope of public scrutiny. That means men have to be very careful, and if a man does something, it's typically caught fairly quickly. Women are not under the microscope of public scrutiny. That means they have free reign to do a lot of shit and not even get noticed. You know, I mean, why does a woman have to take a child in the changing station of a bathroom? You know, why is it creepy when a man does it? I mean, the point is the baby or the child needs their diaper changed or whatever. I mean, who's to say that the woman doesn't sexually abuse the child? That's the point that Michelle Elliott of that, what, Kidscape Charities or whatever, and she was a former feminist, and that whole, like, sexual abuse scandal of, like, women abusing, like, young children woke her up to the evils of feminism, because feminists preferred to sweep it under the rug. No, you don't need that file.
Yeah, dude, it's download from Brian.
An FTP file?
FLP.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway. So anyway, yeah, I mean, like, you know, she pointed out that many times it's women who sexually abuse the children, and they can do it because they go undetected, because
they get into jobs where they can get around at all times.
Yes, and then you gotta consider, why do women want children so much? Part of it is validation, but part of it is meal ticket, part of it is sympathy, attention. There's all kind of factors. But maybe they want some women want a sexual object, or someone to sexually objectify. Well, look at it. Okay, you know, who was it? Was it Barbarossa or was it Girl Rights Watch? Somebody was talking about society does everything to basically make children and teenagers very sexually appealing, and to get guys, you know, to focus on the sexuality of teenage girls. Meanwhile, if the guy acts upon the focus or whatever that he has upon her, then he is severely penalized for it. Meanwhile, you and I watched a video of Mariah Carey kissing on Justin Bieber. Mariah Carey is 42 years old. Justin Bieber, I think, just turned 18. But this video was not exactly new. I think it's from 2011 or possibly 2010, which means he was under 18, but she was still over the age of 40. Definitely above the age of 30. Well, she's definitely old enough to be his mom, because in 1994, when Justin Bieber was born, Mariah Carey was 24 years old. And then all kind of other, well, the Twihards, or the Twilight moms. You know, women in their 40s who are going for, you know, guys that, like, they're going for Taylor Lautner, who's just in his early 20s. And he was in his late teens when, you know, the first movie started. And, I mean, and it's not regarded as creepy by society. I mean, isn't that strange?
Pretty strange, but it doesn't matter.
But because these
because it's accepted, and they all think it's great and fine and perfect. And it's really jacked up, but it doesn't matter, because they're women. They get away with it.
Yeah. Right, Price and Brack.
For student having an intimate relationship, it is a felony.
We're accused of starting this relationship when she was 14. I didn't even know her till she was 15. I think there are 22 text messages that you found before she was 18. I don't, you know, what those messages are or what they aren't, if they were pulled up in terms of the actual record, the actual wording. And then after the date that you mentioned, there were none. I don't know that there were any more text messages or phone calls until we went on the trip.
You bought her a secret cell phone, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
You see a woman's face.
I didn't.
Did you buy another cell phone?
I did, yes.
So those records from the known numbers just ceased to exist, right? Because there was a new cell phone was introduced.
Yes.
You understand that it doesn't look great.
In January.
Is this relationship in her best interest? Is she giving up too much?
I don't believe so. I think we are both following our hearts and pursuing love.
Pause that.
We can have a life together.
Okay. So toward the beginning of this video, she is talking about how much he gave up, and even Dr. Phil himself is talking about how...
what the fuck is she giving up?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, her vagina.
Yeah, and from what they said, what she said earlier was she got kicked out of her house anyway once they find out. It's not like she chose to leave and move in the sky, left her family in the dust. Apparently, she got kicked out
by her family.
But yet, the fucking family wants to come on the show and talk about it. Like, it's such fucking staged bullshit.
And you know what? Even Dr. Phil earlier said that this guy, you know, when Dr. Phil was demonizing the guy for leaving his wife, you know, this guy's given up his wife, he's given up his family, he's given up all his stuff.
His wife, his job, and his house.
He's given up practically his life to be with this girl.
Yeah. And what is she giving up? Jack shit. Because she has nothing to give up. She's still going to school, so she didn't drop out. She got kicked out of her house, but she's living with him.
And yet Dr. Phil implies that this woman is sacrificing all this unnecessary stuff to be with him.
Whatever.
I mean, it's part of the whole perpetual victimhood. Now let's see this video.
So when you're 40, you'll be 63.
Full screen.
Yeah, and?
What is so fun? Yeah, exactly. Like, honestly, it's perfectly okay for, just once again, it's perfectly okay if a woman is older than the guy, but the guy's older than the, like, what the fuck? They're not going to be together that long anyway. Look at this bitch.
Well, maybe maybe 3 years.
Not even that, because apparently, from what I'm seeing, like, I need to look up, but according to the people in the comments, he cheated on her with another teen. She got a taste of her own medicine.
I don't have a problem with it.
That's a big gap. Because see, the older we get, the faster we age. See, you'll stay pretty much the same. But the older we get, we age more rapidly.
Well, Hennessey's right. She'll still be a child at age 40. But that's a different matter.
She's going to meet some flat-bellied, hairy-legged 18-year-old that's going to, I mean, sweep her off her feet, and you're sitting back there follically challenged and 43. And I can say that. I understand.
We live. Yeah. No, I'm not worried. I believe in what we have.
What is it about him that just lights you up?
I don't know, just his personality, just everything about him.
His money.
I mean, it's what every couple finds in each other. I don't think about the age difference.
Doesn't it seem a little creepy?
No.
Because she's a cat. Like, can you see this fucking Kato, or Kato, however you want to say it? Like, he's totally fucking, like he's any less creepy than you are, Dr. Phil. Like, what the fuck? And
I don't know, he's a total nice guy.
Well, I mean, he could be he could be fucked up sexual predator, because they talk about it or whatever. Like, we need to see all the videos so we know, but like, it doesn't matter what he appears to be and all that shit. It just keeps coming back down to, if it was a woman, it would be the same. It would be the complete opposite. And it's fucking bullshit, because like Dr. Phil here attacking his own fucking gender to appease all the poop mouths that watch the show, because this isn't like a fucking...
This shows the amount of mind control that women exert over men, actually.
How's that?
Well, you know, Girl Rights Once and talk about the whole validation thing, and...
the show, what do you mean, like, the show existing or whatever?
Well, no, just women in general, well, Esther Villard, she talks about this, how women, you know, like emotional blackmail and all this kind of stuff. Like, women are very vicious.
Well, yeah, but how are you saying that's the same as the show?
Well, like, what I'm saying is well, Dr. Phil, he does it obviously because he's been, as many men have been, just emotionally controlled.
He's basically just some...
Like, a zombie that serves a feminist interest.
Okay, yeah, and he's,
I mean, even I'm guilty of this, being under the control and doing their bidding. You might have been. I mean, a lot of men have.
I'm gonna say, yeah, I have, and I'm about to, I'd say every dude in modern society probably has at some point, and it's sad because most of them still are doing it.
Yeah. And
they're perfectly okay with that.
Well, because they don't know any better. Well, it's like Aldous Huxley was talking about. You know, the guy that wrote Brave New World. He said, in a speech to the University of Berkeley or whatever, yeah, he said people can be made to enjoy their enslavement.
The thing is, like, the reason, like, okay, because obviously we both used to do the same thing, you know, we both used to be man giants, white knights, to a certain extent, and the difference, like, most of these people don't know any better, but they're perfectly okay with how things are, and they don't see any problem, because they're so... But I always felt, like, even when I was like that, I always knew something was wrong. Like, I was like, this shouldn't be like this.
But then you don't really... But it's like a dream you can't wake up from?
Pretty much, and like, but it's sad, because most people I see are people that don't even see... They don't see anything wrong. They just think that, well, that's how things are. It's like the guys that you see, they're like... You always see in the media, but also around, like, if you're in a job